Hi guys, so today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step guide on how you can open a Stashaway account. So if you're in Malaysia, you basically go to www.stashaway.com.my or .my first, and you navigate to Stashaway website, and here you can see a little bit more about Stashaway and its homepage. Let's click Get Started, and when we click Get Started, you'll type in your email. Let's say my email is stashaway_999 right at gmail.com, and you'll give it your secure password and click this by signing up. You agree to the privacy terms and so on. Click sign up. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Cool. So now Stashaway shows you a short video, a 1-minute video, to explain what Stashaway is really all about. You can watch this video at your own time. But now, this is a very critical part, right? Try to answer this as accurately as possible, as Stashaway would take into account all the information that you provide and would recommend you a particular risk index portfolio for you. So let's say I'm 30 years old this year, right? I'm a male and I'm single. Let's say I have no children and my annual income, let's say 60 to 120,000, right? So we continue on with this. And you can see it asks you several questions. Are you a Malaysian citizen? Or permanent resident? You can put yes. So just this point here, bear in mind that if you were not a Malaysian citizen, but you are working in Malaysia, you still can sign up for Stashaway, as I have several colleagues that are from different countries, but they are working here in Malaysia. Stashaway would still approve your account, so don't worry about that. As long as you are a Malaysian citizen or a permanent resident or having a work visa, you can sign up for Stashaway. Do you currently hold a permanent resident status in any other country? For me, it would be no. Are you currently residing in Malaysia? It would be yes. Are you a US citizen? Nope. So let's continue on. Now it would ask you how many car loans do you have. So if you have one, you'll put in one. How many housing loan? Let's say I have 0, right? So let's just put it in there. And now this is a very important part of Stashaway. Stashaway is basically split into 3 different buckets. You have your general investing, you have your goal-based investing, and finally you have your Stashaway Simple. What I would recommend for most people is to first select general investing. This would be the simplest, the easiest profile to create, and you can always, once you create a general investing, you can always switch or create a new portfolio. If you want to goal-based investing, you can create multiple portfolios. It doesn't matter, or you can always switch it. But what I would recommend for people is to select a general investing portfolio. So if we click on general investing now, what Stashaway would ask you is, do you want a core portfolio or a higher risk portfolio? So a core risk portfolio is basically a portfolio with a Stashaway risk index from I think 6.5 to 22%, right? And then the higher risk would be from upwards of 22% to the highest risk index of 36%. Depending on how you want to structure your risk or how much risk you want to subject your portfolio to, you can select either. So let's just, for this purpose of this video, let's just select core. Now, with core investing, what you can see here is, first of all, you can name your investing, right? You can say, is it for general investing? Let's say I want this portfolio to be my retirement funds, right? And I can put in a $sign, just to make it a bit more interesting. Here you can see that your portfolio is invested in the US dollar denominator, and the recommended duration would be 3 to 5 years. So you can see now you can select your Stashaway risk index. So for this core portfolio, you have 6.5% all the way to 22%. Now again, I've explained what Stashaway risk index is in the previous videos. It's basically, just to recap, if we select right now a 14% Stashaway risk index, what it actually means is that in any given year, there is a 1% chance that your entire portfolio would drop more than 14% of its value. So if you have $14,000 in your portfolio, it would drop more than 14% of that 14,000 in that year. So the higher the risk, obviously the higher returns, but also comes with the higher volatility. So say for example, I'm a young person, right? Doesn't matter so much if my Stashaway risk portfolio is 22%. I think I can stomach that. And you can see if you change the risk index, the equity that's allocated to it changes too, right? You can see how it changed. So obviously with the higher risk, the more US equity it would allocate it to be. See, from 35, 25, 20, and so on. So let's say we go here, okay? And it shows you that government bonds 9%, fixed income 17%, and so on. US equities highest, commodities is basically gold 20%, international equities, which are basically equities that are not in the US, and then your cash is always 1% for all portfolios. And these are the sample projections of what you'll get. You can go and play with it at your own leisure, depending on how much you deposit, and it will say by the end of 30 years what you'll get, right? So let's select this 22% and let's continue on. Now it says that new goal, retirement fund has been created, continue to finish setting up. So right here you can see, you can fill in your information, right? Let's say I am Mr. Stashaway. My name is last name is Fun, right? Date of birth, let's say I was born the 5th of February 1985, right? Country, obviously Malaysia. And you can fill in your phone number, 18992, right? And it will send you a one-time password. Fill in your address, right? Jalan, whatever, wherever you're staying, right? And so on. Put in your city, Petaling Jaya, right? And your state, Selangor, and then your zip code, right? Let's say this is my zip code, and let's hit continue. Okay, you gotta basically fill up your one-time sent password. So let's just send it. Got it. So it's actually this one, right? 6672. Verify number. Okay. Now let's continue on. So it would now ask you about your employment status, right? Most of us, we would be a employee, and what industry you're working in. Let's say we're working in a financial services kind industry. And now depending on your level, just write it as honestly as possible. Entry level, I would say from 0 to 2 years. Mid level would be 2 to maybe 5 to 7 years. Let's choose mid level, and this is optional, right? You can provide it or you cannot, depending on what you want. So let's say I work for Stashaway, right? I will work for Stashaway Fund. Let's say just put it Stashaway Fund. What are your resources for income? Let's say I have a salary income. I do have a rental income, right? And so you just select based on what your income is, and then what is your what you're planning to invest in Stashaway, a substantial portion of your assets, 50% or more. Say yes. Income and expenses. So basically, they encourage you to put in your details. Basically, how much is your monthly salary, your expense, your loan payment, also your regular savings. All these are optional, but I do recommend, if you're not sensitive about whether Stashaway would use your information, to put in as accurately as possible. That way Stashaway can appropriately assess your risk profile, right? Again, it will ask you your assets, how much cash do you currently have, your EPF, properties, and so on. You don't have to fill it, it's up to you. And right here, it's basically us to choose your risk profile. Are you a protective? Are you conservative, balanced, growth, or aggressive? I would say, since I'm pretty young, I'll go for aggressive. This is, do you hold a degree in business or finance? Let's say no, because not everyone does. Do you have any experience working in financial institution? Let's say no. Have you ever invested in ETF or bonds? Let's say this is your first time. You will select no. Finally, it would ask you for your ISEE, right? Whatever your ISEE would be. Let's say it's this to, let's say, like 0403, right? And 135174, right? This is just a dummy thing. And then it will ask you basically to upload your proof of your ISEE. You can say send later, right? For those of you who are not Malaysians, who do not have an ISEE, you could always submit your passport, basically. Yes, everything's up to date, and let's say save, right? And now, basically, you have to the terms and agreements, right? Account opening. Just go through this. It's a pretty lengthy document, but I would always recommend you to go through it, just so that you know what you're signing up for, what you're agreeing to, and what you are telling Stashaway that they're allowed to use or not use, right? Say, I agree. I understand and agree to the contract terms and conditions, and let's hit confirm. We're creating your personalized portfolio. Finally, you can see right here, because it's review, the portfolio it's not created yet, but it will be once they've seen your passport and review your passport or your ISEE. And once it's confirmed, you would see your first portfolio right here. So that's pretty simple, right? Stashaway can be done creating your account in less than, I would say, 10 minutes. And once you're done, you are signed up for Stashaway, and you can be on your way making your investments, making more money, and getting all your hard-earned cash into good use, right? So that's all for signing up with Stashaway. If you want to sign up for Stashaway, use my referral links down in the comment section below or the video description. And I hope everyone has a happy investing. Thanks for watching Financial Journey channel, and hope you hit like, subscribe, and tune in for my next video, or write in any suggestions that you have for me to make my next video. Thanks, guys.